Well, I guess you can always count on me every once in a while to procrastinate. Sir Disney here, and it is Monday, which means I go home in 2 days. Yeah, obviously I'm wearing my magic band. You see that there. It's a blue magic band, and of course, it's got the, so you can see it. It's hard to see because my wrist can't be turned that way. They give these to you when you check into your resort, and what it is, it's kind of like a slider for it, just for the year. I guess they're going to have these for the years. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it does glow in the dark. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And another thing which is really weird about this review. Apparently, I'm drinking root beer now. Same kind of thing, it's just different name. Obviously, I'm having me an ice cold sarsaparilla right now. And it's weird because everyone knows I don't like root beer, but you know, when you have a certain amount of soda in your house, yeah, you make do with what you have. So, we're going to talk a little NXT and Smackdown from last weekend, and I guess in NXT's case, I guess it was posted on Hulu on Wednesday, Smackdown was on Friday. Obviously, I worked Friday, we shot 7 videos. Saturday, I worked all day long, and yesterday, I just kind of wanted to relax. So, I relaxed. And today, I was supposed to clean the house. I did that yesterday. And then I was supposed to do laundry. I haven't started on that yet. But by the time this video gets uploaded, hopefully, at least part of my laundry will be accomplished. So I can make some final packing before I leave on Wednesday. I cannot believe it's only 2 days. It's awesome. Making some very final last-minute arrangements. So I called Mears Transportation, and I found out that they pick up at the All-Stars at 4:15 and 5:15. Well, I know it's cutting it close, but at 5:15 on the 5th, which is the first day of reunion, the Magic Kingdom Day of Reunion, as of this moment, unless anything changes, and I don't see it changing, I'm going to head over to Universal for TNA Impact tapings. So I will be there live for TNA Impact, the last taping before the Final Resolution free preview that's going to be filmed live on December 19th. Obviously, that is 3 days after I leave, so I'm not going to be able to be there for it. But I'll be there for the last show before that. That'll be the last Impact that airs before that. I believe that Impact is airing on the 12th. So December 12th's Impact, I'll be there for that. Well, we'll air on December 12th. And then, of course, we have tapings for day before, which, of course, I can't make because I'm going to go see Saving Mr. Banks at 7 o'clock at the AMC Theaters at Downtown Disney, thanks to my AMC Stubs card. And I'm going to be doing that, so because of that, I cannot go to Impact on the 4th, so I'm just going on the 5th. I actually canceled my Grand Floridian Cafe breakfast reservation this morning because I didn't really want to try to push it. It's a 7:35, or it was a 7:35 reservation, and the pre-meet at the Contemporary, where everybody can pick up their swag bag and all their awesomeness and meet the gang before we head over to the first official reunion meet at noon, the Mike Scopa Dole Whip meet. It starts at 8 o'clock and runs till 11. So needless to say, I wanted to be there for that, and I'm going to be filming there, obviously, and seeing my friends. It's going to be great. So looking forward to reunion. It's going to be a great time. Thanks to my aunt, my 2 aunts, my Aunt Trina and my Aunt Gina, as well as my grandmother and grandfather, I now have cha-ching, more gift cards to help with the money procedure. So a shout out to my grandma and grandpa, shout out to my Aunt Trina, shout out to my Aunt Gina for coming up with this awesome present that I know Christmas is the 25th, I get that, but still, I can use it now, so I'm getting it now. So I now have $125 in Disney gift cards on top of the one I already have, and on top of the money that I already have as well. So, and may not be putting such a dent on my credit card as I thought I would. We'll see. So, looking forward to that, looking forward to leaving. I'm actually I'll do it right here on the site for you guys, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. As of this very moment, the weather for the first day of reunion, as of this very moment, is going to be 80 degrees with no chance of rain. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. This is going to be such an awesome, awesome, awesome situation. Like, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, obviously weather changes periodically, especially in southern Florida. Or central Florida in this case, not southern Florida. I don't know why I said southern Florida. I'm not going to southern Florida. There's no point. Closest you ever get me to that is Port Canaveral. But central Florida, the weather is looking, as of this very moment, like the first day of reunion is going to be 82. The day I arrive, which is Wednesday, is going to be 80. 81 on Saturday, 81 on Friday, 82 on Sunday. And then Monday, we're looking at 80, 76. These are all like no chance of rain, except Sunday has like a chance. That's about it. Then we get into Monday on the 9th, sun. Tuesday on the 10th, sun. Wednesday on the 11th, a little bit of rain, supposedly. It could go that way. Thursday the 12th, some cloudiness. The 13th looks like it's going to be cloudy with a shower, potentially. Saturday the 14th is going to be cloudy with a shower, potentially. Sunday the 15th is overcast with a shower, potentially. And Monday is going to be cloudy. So that's your weather report. And we start off from the low 80s, and by the time that I leave, we're looking at 74. The low, as of this very moment, that I'm seeing right now, the highest low that exists would be 67 on Thursday and Friday of not this coming week, but next week. And obviously the high we've got is 82 on Thursday, as well at the Thursday of reunion, and 82 on Sunday, which is the last day of reunion. So yeah, reunion looks amazing. It's like going to be sunny and 80 degrees, so shorts and wrestling t-shirts, you know it. So, got that taken care of. I got one more day of work tomorrow. And of course, I have Raw to recap tonight, which will go up tomorrow. And I got to shoot one last video when I get back from B-Dubs Tuesday night. And that will be the final video you guys get before the journey begins. That's right. December 2013 voyage home will begin on Wednesday. And my stepmom is picking me up a little bit before 4 a.m., making the 2.5-hour trek to Columbus, or the 2-hour trek to Columbus. And then it's a half hour from her place to mine. So I think that's where that comes in. And then we'll be going straight flight, non-stop flight, home sweet home, MCO. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys at reunion this week. And it's going to be a great time. So, housekeeping aside, let's talk some NXT right now. So, this show started off with our, I guess you could call him the special guest stars for this. And the special guest stars in this case were Yoshitatsu, who we haven't seen in quite a while. We've seen him like every once in a while on SmackDown, like in the background you'll see him. He's facing off against somebody the NXT fans love to cheer, and that is Antonio Cesaro. This was really awesome. Cesaro comes out to the We the People music, not his real theme. And, well, not his single theme. That's what we're looking at. So, Byron Saxton's your ring announcer. And, of course, Cesaro throws in the Gadsden flag like a spear, like he normally does. Well, apparently, Saxton accidentally steps on the flag. Cesaro is greatly displeased by this. And what does he do? He backs him in the corner and starts roughing him up a bit. He doesn't hit him, but he roughs him up a bit. And this prompts William Regal to leave the broadcast booth and pull him to safety. So, yeah, we're getting this match, folks. I know for a fact we're getting this match. I can't talk about it yet, but we're getting this match. So this match, like I said, it's basically a squash. We go like midway through the match as much as you can for a match that lasts less than 5 minutes. Cesaro hits the giant swing, stares Regal down, the Swiss uppercut to the back of the head, and then he locks on the chin lock, or in this case a Swiss sleeper. Goes for the Gotch-style neutralizer, and before he plants Tatsu, he waves bye-bye to Regal, and that's the end. Okay. So what this is doing is going to be setting up a match, an internet dream match down the road very soon between William Regal and Antonio Cesaro. Now, if you remember, when Regal had the feud with Dean Ambrose last summer, I believe it was last summer, that was awesome, and that match was brutal as all get out. They tried to break each other's fingers. I mean, it was just vicious. This match could be just the same, except it's going to be a lot more of a wrestling match, a catch-as-catch-can wrestling match. It's going to be a violent match, but not necessarily a violent match because of that. It's going to be a violent match because of the brutal holds that are going to be applied. Holds, counter holds. You know how it works. So I'm looking forward to this. Well, Bo Dallas is in the back, and he's basically comparing the match tonight between Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville to determine a number one contendership to his NXT championship to The Voice, saying the only thing they're missing is CeeLo Green. CJ Parker comes in, kind of, hi, and he interrupts. He basically says, he looks around, he's like, I didn't want to harsh your mellow, and, no, I'm paraphrasing. And Bo's like, I wasn't even aware you were still employed here. How long has it been since you've won a match? And basically CJ Parker just takes offense to this and says, you know what, you've landed on the dark side of the Moonchild. And how about we face off tonight, and I'll show you what I'm made of. So later tonight, we're going to get Bo Dallas in a non-title match against CJ Parker. So apparently it's sooner rather than later, and by sooner I mean this segment. It's Bo Dallas in the next match taking on CJ Parker. CJ Parker, I've said before, crowd's not really into him. He's trying to play a babyface. CJ Parker, to be totally honest, kind of reminds me of when Van Hammer went all 70s and peace, love, and everything, like he used to do after he was heavy metal Van Hammer, after his Flock Van Hammer. He did this little period where he was kind of like a 70s retro flashback, and that's pretty much what he reminds me of, by way of Hollywood John Tatum's tights with CJP on the side instead of the random Double Dare logos. And by Double Dare logos, I mean, you remember the Double Dare like background where he had like the really colorful backgrounds? Like, yeah, those colorful backgrounds is kind of like what his tights look like. That's what CJ Parker tights say CJP, obviously. But John Tatum had those kind of tights, the black tights with like the Double Dare logo style designs. Not the logo, but Double Dare designs is basically what I would call that. So Bo Dallas takes advantage right off the top and short arm elbow twice, and then he gets a third one. He goes for a short arm clothesline, 1-2, CJP kicks out. Makes another cover just to make sure he can get the pin off that. And he locks on a cravat. And he turns the cravat into a pinning predicament. And 1-2, and CJP kicks out. So Parker gets the upper hand, nails a hooking clothesline off the ropes on Bo, charges in with a shotgun knees, and standing sidekick, and a falling DDT. You know, normally with a DDT, the front face lock and you drop backwards. Basically, he falls forward. So it's like a falling DDT, 1-2, and Bo kicks out. So he goes up top, and Bo has the presence of mind to back himself into the ropes, causing CJP to crotch himself up there. When he lands on the canvas, Bo hooks him up, swinging Bodog, and that's the end. Okay. So, non-offensive match. Bo Dallas returns, and he obviously has a lot of stake in who will be facing him for the NXT Championship. Either Adrian Neville or Sami Zayn. And CJ Parker kind of just tried to wheeze the juice, even though he called him Pauly Shore too. He was done wheezing the juice, and he came in, and he was rather happy, if you know what I'm saying. And he tried to take offense to Bo Dallas calling him a loser, so he challenged him to a match, and that's what this match was. And it was okay for what it was. A short match. Didn't really have to be that long. So apparently, via the attack from the BFFs, Emma now has some head trauma, so she's not cleared at this moment. And then Paige shows up, and they pretty much start talking about excuses, like ask Emma why she hit her, and Emma's like, oh, it was an accident. And then Emma has to throw it out saying, well, why did you hit me back? And it's like, well, that was an accident. And it's like, what's an accident, what's a not? It kind of basically leading towards a Paige heel turn somewhere down the line eventually. I don't think it's now. I definitely know it's not now, because the only way you can do this is if you do this after the elimination of the BFF stable. That's the only way you can do this, because I don't have a problem with having 2 Diva storylines in NXT, but the problem with it is you can't really make Paige into a heel until the BFFs have been vanquished. Only way to do it. So, of course, last week's Beat the Clock Challenge was a match between Ono and Breeze. Obviously, Tyler Breeze loses to Cassius Ono in one of Ono's last matches that were televised for NXT. Of course, now he's on the Indies, back as Chris Hero again. That's awesome, because hopefully he'll end up in TNA eventually. So, Ono comes out and immediately gets bum rushed by Alexander Rusev, and, of course, this is all because of Lana, and disrespecting Lana and making Natasha Fatal references, and calling Rusev Boris Badenoff. So, yeah, he just gets jumped. When he gets in the ring, the referees and the doctors check over Ono, ask if he wants to start the match. The bell sounds, and he gets nailed with the beauty shot for the 3 count. Quick win for Tyler Breeze, who needs a win right now to get him back into contention. I do believe they need to have a secondary championship for NXT for the mid-carders to feud over. And like I said, I would have no problem with giving the title to Tyler Breeze and letting him run with it for a bit. So, the BFFs are in the back, and Charlotte walks away when they see Bayley coming, obviously. And Bayley wants to talk to Charlotte, find out why she slapped her last week. So, pretty much she says that Charlotte's not going to talk to you, and they call her a loser. Bayley snaps and basically says, you guys have a tag match with me? I've got friends. Interesting to see who her friends are going to be. Now, later on in the show, what I didn't write down, Paige is in the back talking to Natalya, basically saying, Natalya, I don't even know why you're here, why are you even at NXT, you're too good for this. Just really being very condescending. Pretty much saying that she's all Hollywood now, and she needs to remember her roots, and Natty's like, you have to pretty much slow your roll, and you have to understand that we both came from wrestling backgrounds, and you think that I'm all about Total Divas, you think that I'm all about Hollywood, well, why don't you step in the ring with me? That's basically what she comes off as. Paige challenges her, and Natty's like, you know, as much as I'd love to just knock you off your high horse and take the women's championship, it's just not going to happen tonight. So that puts the seeds for a Natalya Paige match. Wrestling-wise, this match is going to be great. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So, we get our next match, which is really short. I guess in this case, I would actually say it's too short. Unico and Camacho taking on the NXT Tag Team Champions, Connor O'Brien and Rick Victor. Oh, I'm sorry. Victor and Connor, the Ascension. They're not Victor and Connor yet on television. They're still with their full names. I think it's next set of tapings that starts. Really short match. Ascension had the upper hand momentarily. They pretty much just cut the ring off from like start to finish. They double whip, they pick up Unico, and they elevator down him to the canvas. So Connor clotheslines Camacho, Cactus Jack style over the top, and this actually looked really cool. So Victor sends him in, and he gets caught with a tilt-a-whirl into an inside cradle by Unico, 1, 2, 3, and they defeat the NXT Tag Team Champions. Once more, I will throw this out there. This actually will work as a long-term feud for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I don't think they put the titles on Unico and Camacho, but they could. I would say this is going to be just another test for the Ascension. And like I said, bringing in the primetime players, bringing in the Usos, bringing in tons of funk. I mean, this is an idea of things you can do. You can even bring in 3MB at this point if they babyface it up. So we get to our main event. Main event, number one contendership for the NXT Championship. It's Adrian Neville and Sami Zayn. So the battle between the former Pac and El Generico, two superstars know each other oh so well. And of course, Bo Dallas is on commentary during this match because he has to have a bird's eye view of his potential challengers. But we go midway through the match and they trade chops. And they're vicious chops too. Obviously, they know each other so well. So Zayn goes for the chin lock. Neville ends up punching his way out, comes off the ropes, get caught with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, 1-2, and Neville kicks out. He goes for the Olay kick, and he kind of trips up over the top rope, and he goes over to the top of the floor. So he tries to pull the ankle, and a back kick from Neville, like, pretty much just disorients Sami Zayn momentarily, just long enough for Adrian Neville to spring up to the top rope and nail a picture-perfect moonsault on Sami Zayn. Looked amazing. So there's a springboard into a front drop kick, 1-2, and a kick out. So Zayn trips. He kicks him off. High kick. And he goes for a Blue Thunder. Ends up getting countered. Step up enziguri kick on Sami. And he sets up for the handspring into the backflip, usually turned around into a tornado DDT. This time, it is countered into Blue Thunder, 1, 2, and at 3, Neville kicks out. So, he goes for a scoop slam. Neville lands on his feet, catches him off the ropes with a back elbow. He gets caught off the ropes by Sami Zayn with the Michinoku driver, 1, 2, and Neville kicks out. He charges in for the Olay kick, and Neville gets the boot up. So it staggers him so bad that this time he goes for the handspring into the seated position on the shoulders, spun around into Arana, 1, 2, and Zayn again kicks out. So a high kick, he goes up top, big forearm by Sami Zayn, stops him, and he climbs up. Fans in the crowd realized what was going to happen because Zayn hooks up the front face lock and goes for what the announcers were calling a superplex. Fan yells out, Brainbuster! Obviously, this was not going to happen either way because it gets countered and a big headbutt knocks off Zayn. Neville hits the red arrow right off the top, and that's the pinfall. So, big win for Adrian Neville. And after the match was over, they went to shake hands. Neville put out his hand. Zayn kicked it away to a kind of a boo from the crowd, actually. They kind of gave him some heat for that, and Zayn just basically kicked it away just so he could hug Adrian Neville, and that's going to be your match. I don't think we've seen the last of Sami Zayn in the NXT title picture. I really think that will happen somewhere down the road. I think that Neville may beat Bo Dallas, but I think Bo Dallas will retain the championship and ultimately lose it to Sami Zayn somewhere down the line, and that's how it should go. A good episode of NXT this week, actually. Very storyline heavy. I enjoyed that. So let's go into SmackDown. And we have a singles match start the show off. Curtis Axel, of course, with Ryback in his corner against Mark Henry with Big E Langston in his corner. I like this new Doom. I like this storyline with them, kind of like how Mark Henry's the father figure to Big E Langston, and it works really well. They're like brothers, basically. That's what I think they are. They could be father and son, but I think they're more like Mark Henry's the older brother, the older, more experienced brother, basically trying to show Big E Langston the ways. And I love this team. I think this team is amazing. And there's so much potential between them as a team. Even though currently Big E Langston is the Intercontinental Champion, I still think there's so much potential as them working together, not against each other. Eventually, I think they could work against each other. But right now, not quite yet. Not unless Mark Henry goes heel. And right now, that's not going to happen. At least not yet. Henry with an avalanche in the corner and a back elbow. Ryback nails Big E Langston on the floor. Just pretty much just cheap shots him to get his ire up a little bit. And in the ring, you have Axel drop kick the knee out from under him and hit the grounded DDT. 1 count only. So he basically just pressed him off like he was nothing. Axel with a diving clip to the knee, and he pulls back on the leg, and he wrenches up on it. He locks in a chin lock. Mark Henry headbutts his way out and hits the JYD headbutt 2 times to send Axel to the floor. So Big E nails Ryback with a big clothesline on the floor, and Mark Henry stops him. Big right hand from Curtis Axel, and Axel finds nothing but the paw of Mark Henry. The big hand of Mark Henry stops him, and they toss him back in. When they get back in the ring, Vader attack and the World's Strongest Slam 1, 2, 3. Mark Henry wins this match. So, interesting. And I guess we can, like I said, Axel goes to SmackDown, and that's exactly what happened. So let's see. I don't know if he'll be on Raw tonight. Probably not. Probably so, actually, now I say that. Probably some sort of a rematch. Maybe another tag team rematch. Or maybe we get Ryback against Big E Langston for the Intercontinental Championship, or in a non-title match tonight on Raw. I think that might be what happens. So we see that Xavier Woods and R-Truth are watching the match from Monday Night on Raw. Last Monday Night on Raw. Where Xavier Woods gets lent the Funkadactyls and Brodus Clay's music. Well, Brodus, of course, takes offense to this, and Xavier Woods is shown for the first time, and he's wearing a Black Ranger t-shirt, and that was awesome. So Brodus is pretty much mad that he says, you could borrow my theme, you're not going to take it. He pretty much says that Xavier Woods stole his gimmick. So he shoves Xavier aside, calls him a rookie, and he basically says he's a main event player. That made me giggle. Tensai appears, and he pretty much just, separates the two. So, we're going to have a match later on. So we get Renee Young, who is quickly becoming the best interviewer in the WWE, and she's got Randy Orton in the ring. Yay. So, it's short but sweet, thankfully. Randy Orton is pretty much asked about John Cena making the challenge for TLC for the unification match, and how he feels about what's best for business, being the ones who said, yes, Randy Orton accepts the match, instead of letting him think for himself. And Orton thinks about it for a second, and he leaves. Okay. That's the kind of promo I enjoy. So we get our next match, and this is... Oh, God. We hear some very familiar music if you're an 80s wrestling fan, or 90s wrestling fan, of the music of Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Rockers. This, of course, is yet another incarnation of three-man band. They're referred to as the Plymouth Rockers. Get it? Yeah. And they're baby-facing it up. They're slapping hands and everything. And they're facing off in six-man tag team action against Los Matadores and El Torito. Once again, I'm still not sold on Los Matadores. So, like I said, they're the Rockers with pilgrim hats. Three-man band get nailed with a double tope, as well as a nice tope with a, like a tope con hilo, not over the top rope, but through the ropes, like a tope con hilo, a tope con hilo suicida, maybe? Best way I could describe it. And that looked nice. Well, we get back in, and Slater with a neck snap, tagging a Jinder. He stomps away, tagging a Drew. They hit the double hangout to dry instead of the double slingshot suplex like they normally do. And he clubs away to the back, and he gets knocked off the apron. DDT on Drew McIntyre. Tag in, springboard Rana on Drew by El Torito. And he gores Jinder, and then he drop kicks Heath, and a tilt-a-whirl into a falling DDT into the buckle. Basically what it was, he tilt-a-whirls him, he spins around like a satellite, and instead of DDTing him, he releases it, and he goes face first in the middle turnbuckle. Tag in, and double Samoan drop, and that's the end. Once again, if I could tell them apart, it'd be a lot easier. I'm just not sold on Los Matadores. I'm just not. Continuing our tag team action, we have, of course, Truth and Consequences against the Tons of Funk. So, of course, that's Truth and Xavier Woods, if you guys don't know your TNA history. So, he comes off the ropes, does Truth, and a big shoulder block sends him down by Tensai. He charges with an avalanche in the corner. He charges in. Truth gets the boot up. Split-legged duck under and standing sidekick. Tagging Xavier Woods. He comes in. He nails Brodus for starters, which is a smart move. A stupid move in some ways. So he gets pushed into the ropes, and he gets drop kicked. Well, he drop kicks the knee out of Tensai, and then he boots him in the side of the head, and then he kicks him in the side of the head again. He goes off the ropes the third time, Gets caught with a goozle and gets nailed with an enziguri kick. Tag into Brodus Clay. Brodus comes in, a club to the back of the neck, knocks Truth off the apron so he can't interfere, and he nails the avalanche on Woods, goes to the middle rope, and hits the big splash. 1, 2, 3. After the match is over, Tensai and the Funkadactyls didn't really want to dance very much. Brodus was like, come on, let's dance! And they're like, yay, this is fun. So yeah, we're leaning towards a Brodus Clay heel turn. I don't have a problem with this. Or maybe, like someone said earlier, they can just stay face, and Brodus could be like a condescending baby face. It would be fun. Don't have a problem with this. This will probably continue on Raw tonight, if I had to guess. Xavier Woods is awesome. That's all you need to know. CM Punk is backstage with Renee Young, and he thinks that what's best for business puts the Shield up to attacking him on Raw. Okay. So, of course, we get a promo from Bray Wyatt when we come back commercial break. I never sleep, but my visions come to me when I dream. They show me these mannequins posing as people. They're living in a world where they're intoxicated with their own vanity. But we all see symmetry and beauty. And I have felt the sharp teeth of society. I know what it feels like to be thrown in some groveling pit where they all point down and laugh at me. But look at me. Look at me now. I grow stronger by the day, and look, Daddy, I got my wings back. Ha ha ha. Nobody knows you better than I do. They can never know you like I do. Daniel Bryan will be safe with us. He will enter the lion's den as a man, and he will emerge as a monster. Once again, if this happens, I have called Daniel Bryan with the Wyatt family months ago, so there. A heel Daniel Bryan? Maybe, but I don't think it's the right timing, to be honest. I mean, Bryan's like the #1 babyface in the company. It's shooting yourself in the foot if you do this. So, of course, this will end up leading to Bryan fighting back against the Wyatt family. Again, I don't have a problem with this. Okay, obviously you're like, Owen, there was this eating contest between Khali and Titus O'Neil in the back. Why are you not talking about that? My response is, no. No. I'll give you a virtual slap on the wrist. No. Because I don't care. Apparently Titus O'Neil wins the eating contest, makes Khali pass out, whatevs. And of course his prize for winning the eating contest is facing off against Antonio Cesaro. What does Cesaro do? When they get in the ring, he drop kicks Titus, Swiss uppercut, headbutt, whip in, and a tip up from Titus. He's holding his stomach the whole time, by the way, and a big boot. And then, of course, when Cesaro gets up, he boots him in the midsection. A gut shot, a knee lift, and the gut wrench side salto. He goes for the Cesaro swing, which, of course, is not going to help his problems whatsoever. And, of course, Darren Young hits the ring, calling for the DQ. So Cesaro wins by disqualification. Titus ends up throwing up in JBL's hat. Less said about this, the better. Waste of Antonio Cesaro. So, I would say right now, if you're watching this SmackDown, or if you have a chance to watch this SmackDown, what you do in this case is you get through. Let me see if I got this. If you see the Shield entering the ring the first time, start watching. If you catch it before then, don't. Just watch these last 2 matches, or technically 3 matches. WWE Tag Team Championship on the line. Goldust and Cody Rhodes defending against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins of the Shield with Dean Ambrose on commentary. And I love Ambrose on commentary. It's very enjoyable. So, there's a lot to talk about here. That's the reason why this beverage exists. So, Rollins comes off the ropes. Seth nailed with a big back elbow from Cody. Whip in reverse, charges in, and high backdrop. He grabs the ropes when he's trying to hit the Alabama Slam. This gets countered, sunset flip, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for a clothesline. He ducks it, and leaping in Seguri kick from Seth Rollins. 1-2, Cody kicks out. So, tagging to Roman Reigns, whip chest first into the buckle, 1-2, and a kick out. You know, the old Bret Hart chest first into the buckle. Tagging to Seth. He goes up top, fist drop to the chest, and an elbow to Roman Reigns. Smartly, trying to stop him. Foot choke, sends him to the floor. Tagging to Roman. Roman with a fist drop off the apron to the floor on Cody. Tosses him back in. Puts on the front face lock. He punches his way out. Comes off the ropes. Back elbow. 1-2. Cody again kicks out. Tagging to Rollins and Cody with an elbow on him. An elbow to Roman Reigns. And charges in. Back drops Rollins over the top rope to the floor. Roman Reigns tagged in. Tagging to Goldust. Ducks the clothesline. Big clothesline off the ropes. Drop down uppercut by Goldust. Inverted atomic drop. Kick to the side of the head. And goes for a 10 punch and gets stopped with a fist drop off the middle rope onto Seth Rollins, so it pretty much just stops Roman from getting attacked. And whip in reverse, ducks the clothesline, and goes for the elbow. He ducks the back elbow, big crossbody off the ropes, 1 count only, Roman kicks out. So he ends up getting cut out of the corner with a snap power slam by Goldust, and 1-2, Roman Reigns again kicks out. So he goes up top for the 180 flying body press, and he gets pulled off. Rollins comes out of nowhere off the top rope, gets caught with the inverted atomic drop, and clothesline Seth Rollins over the top rope, Cactus Jack style. Roman Reigns clotheslines Goldust over the top rope, and when we come back to live action from the commercial break, come off the ropes, big back elbow, and nice leaping back senton on Goldust. 1-2, and a kick out. So Rollins with a chin lock. Goldust punches his way out, and he goes for a drop kick. Goldust telegraphs it, goes for a jackknife cover, 1-2, and a kick out. DDT to Seth Rollins, and tagging to Roman Reigns, and clothesline for Goldust. Cody makes the save. So there's a headbutt, 1-2, and a kick out. Side headlock applied, and tagging to Rollins, and they have the double whip, and backstop, back elbow, springs off the middle turnbuckle onto both members of the Shield by Goldust, tagging to Cody, springboard missile drop kick. There's a clothesline, ducks the clothesline, high knee lift, tip up, sunset flip, 1-2, and a kick out. So a boot in the midsection, drop down uppercut, goes for the moonsault, gets stopped, charges in, catches the back elbow, and Rollins plants him with a flatliner to the middle turnbuckle. Goes up on the middle turnbuckle to try to finish him off. He gets punched off. And Cody catches him with the Muscle Buster, and Roman Reigns makes the save before the 3 count. Goldust tosses him over the top, drags him to the floor, does Goldust. They trade blows on the floor. He gets tossed into the barricade, and double springboard, or in this case, a double jump flying body press on the Shield. Tremendous maneuver by Cody Rhodes. Tosses him in. He goes up top for the moonsault. He misses. Rollins out of the way. Springboard into the blackout, misses, and Crossroads, and Ambrose hits the ring for the disqualification. Punk's music hits, grabs a steel chair, slides in, nails Roman on the floor, and then he gets in the ring, swings it at Ambrose. Ambrose ducks out of the way, and Vicky gets on the Titantron and says, no, we're going to have ourselves a 6-man tag team match up next. So when we come back from commercial break, we have the WWE Tag Team Champions and CM Punk against the Shield in a 6-man tag. So Punk whips Ambrose, and he goes to the 10-punch position, and instead of the 10-punch, he rains down 5 elbows right in the temple. Short arm clothesline, 1-2, and a kick out. Tagging to Goldust, whip in, big clothesline, 1-2, and Ambrose kicks out. So tagging to Cody, whip in, reverse, and high back body drop, tagging to Punk. Punk comes in, goes up top with a fist drop, and he whips him in, goes for the running knee in the corner, and he misses. Tagging to Seth Rollins, Rollins comes in, grapevines the leg, and drops back on it. Does CM Punk. Tagging to Goldust, tagging to Cody, and basically they're like cutting the ring off at this point. Cody tosses Seth through the ropes to the floor. He gets whipped in upside down to the barricade. Rollins tags in roll in, tagging to Goldust. And the tag team champions wishbone him, 1-2, and a kick out, tag back into Cody. Cody works him over a bit, tagging to Punk, and he gets the side backbreaker, 1-2, and a kick out. Locks Rollins in the inverted STF. And this tag in a half Boston Crab at the same time by Cody. Nice double maneuver there by Cody and Punk working to go together as a cohesive unit. And this allows for Cody to get sent face first into the buckle, tagging at Ambrose. Come back commercial break, we go back to live action. High velocity whip into the buckle by Ambrose on Cody. And he stomps the hand and backdrop suplex, floats over, lands on his feet, drop down uppercut by Cody, charges in, gets the boot up, tagging a Punk, ducks the clothesline, 2 big clotheslines, high leg lariat on Ambrose, the running knee in the corner, the short arm clothesline, then the spinning neck breaker. Sits up for the go to sleep, and the Wyatt family are on the ramp. Excuse me. So tagging a Roman Reigns. And Roman works him over. Tags in Ambrose. Ambrose works him over a bit. Tagging to Rollins. Rollins works him over a bit, so they pretty much cut him off at this point. So they're working over Punk. So an elbow, 1-2, and a kick out. Tagging it Ambrose. And excuse me. There is a DDT neckbreaker combo. Punk with the DDT on Ambrose, the neckbreaker on Rollins at the same time. The Wyatts hit the ring for the disqualification. So they pound Goldust. The Usos come out, make the save. Rey Mysterio runs out. He low bridges Roman Reigns, sending him over the top rope to the floor. Satellite on Rollins 2 separate times. And the third time, he's going for the 619. Ambrose pulls the leg. Vicky comes out and makes it a 12-man tag. 3 matches in 1, folks. Just like ECW. So now we've got the Wyatt family and the Shield against Rey Mysterio Jr., the Usos, Cody and Goldust, and CM Punk. So when we get back to live action, that's exactly what we've got, folks. Luke Harper with an uppercut, and whip in, charges in, high kick, and rolls him up 1 count only. So big back elbow, tagging to Seth Rollins, Rollins with a stomp away, tagging to Bray Wyatt, Bray with a big elbow, and tags in Luke Harper. Harper comes in with a gator roll into the side headlock, and the European uppercut, whip in, charges in, catches the back elbow, tagging to Mysterio. Mysterio comes in, satellite DDT on Harper, 1-2, and a kick out. Charges up and misses. He goes up top with a seated senton and gets mowed over with a big boot when he gets back up to his feet. 1-2, and Mysterio kicks out. So tagging to Bray, and whip in, charges in with the avalanche on Mysterio, 1-2, and a kick out. Tagging to Roman Reigns. Sorry. It's Rowan and Roman is really hard to do a read back and forth. Tagging to Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan with a big slam and the bear hug, and he goes side to side just to show his dominance. Mysterio elbows out, gets caught with a side slam off the ropes. 1-2, Mysterio kicks out. So he puts him on the buckle, and he clubs away, tagging to Ambrose, and tries to go through Ambrose's legs, but he gets stopped, locked in a front face lock. Mysterio punches his way out, tagging to Rollins, and they double whip him. They low bridge Ambrose, enziguri kick to Rollins, and tagging a Punk. Springboard clothesline on Eric Rowan, 3 big clotheslines, and the high angle kick sends Rowan to the floor. Goes for the tope, he connects, tosses him back in. There's the running knee strike, and then he does it again, and he does it another time. Catches Rowan out with a spinning neck breaker. Goes up top for the Savage Elbow, and he connects, but Ambrose makes the save before the 3 count. So everything goes crazy. Goldust clotheslines Ambrose over the top. Goldust gets speared by Roman Reigns. This allows for a double super kick on Luke Harper on the Usos. By the Usos. And this also allows for Harper and Rollins on the floor to get nailed with the Samoan suicide dive. And this allows in-ring action for Bray Wyatt to break up the go-to-sleep attempt on Eric Rowan with a boot to the midsection. Sister Abigail is stopped with a big dropkick by Mysterio out of the corner. Tosses him up, Rana into the 619, go to sleep on Eric Rowan, 1-2-3, and what a match to end SmackDown. Okay, so, skip everything except for the last, technically 3 matches. If you get the Shield entering the ring, you've done your job. You completely missed all the gaga and all the useless stuff. I mean, there wasn't anything really bad. I mean, it was all just really, really short. So, very storyline heavy this week, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on Raw, so yeah, there's always that. Sorry, after a review like that, I have to remember to have a drink every once in a while. That was SmackDown this week. Raw will be recapped tomorrow here on Pop. It's our last wrestling recap. It's going to be the last wrestling recap we have on this channel until the 19th at the earliest. If not the 20th, the 21st or the 22nd. Just kind of depends. I'm going to miss TLC because TLC is December 15th. And that means, so, as of this moment, when I shoot this Raw recap tonight, it will be December 3rd's video, which of course today is December 2nd. December 3rd's video. That is the last wrestling recap we're going to have until after the 16th. Which means, as of this moment, we're missing TNA Impact on December 5th and 12th. We are missing NXT and Smackdown for, technically, NXT on the 4th and the 11th, and Smackdown on the 6th and 13th. So, I'll return with more wrestling videos, wrestling recaps coming up after I come back from home, obviously. In the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, and help spread the word about Pop. If you want to, you can now follow us on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney Pop. It's one word, Sir Owen Disney Pop, and that will be our official Facebook fan page. It's been liked a few times, so thank you guys and girls out there that have liked it. I very much appreciate it. All my popcasters do just the same. If you want to try to be my friend on Facebook, go right ahead. It's Owen Disney. If you want to send me an email, your thoughts, comments, queries, and opinions, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. Or if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at SirOwenDisney. In the meantime, I thank you guys and girls out there for watching. I will join wrestling fans again tomorrow for Raw. And then after that, I'll see you guys in the middle of December. So thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.